Hey, welcome back to my channel, Living in Wichita, Kansas. So, chaos in Wichita. So, I'm going to go over what some locals say about the area. This will really give you a good flavor about what Wichita is really about. So, here we go. The good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, the oddity. So, I took a lot of these comments from Facebook posts from some of the TV stations or various places that ask, hey, what do you say about Wichita? So the weather is chaotic. Dress in layers. If you are working a 9 to 5 job, the weather can change from 30 degrees in one day. I've been watching this lately to see the biggest swings. So you need colder stuff in the morning, like shoes compared to sandals, and obviously you'll be sweating later on in the day. So here's some tips some of the folks had stated. Don't drive during the aircraft shift times. This would be, I believe, like Derby, K-15. I've gotten caught in it one time showing a house. So, of course, we also have our small rush hours here as well. Nothing like the densely populated cities, though, on a good note. Everybody says this, 20 minutes to each side of town. That is true. Even better than Kellogg has been more developed in the last 10 years. So I've been hearing this for 20 years that I've been here, plus my cousins and aunts and uncles that were raised here. I've always said this, so it's awesome. Aire, Kansas. Yes, you would think we were saying it wrong when you hear this, but that is the correct way to pronounce it here. So the way that people who live in Wichita pronounce it, Kansas, compared to Arkansas and other places. So west versus east. This is the forever debate between which is better, the east side or west side. So, of course, you'll see on the Facebook pages, each side fighting for their side. So, you're either a west sider or an east sider. Those are divided by Main Street, some have said. So, basically downtown or Old Town, where all the bars are and other businesses. That's basically the divider of east and west for all intents and purposes. Main Street, downtown, etc. So Chicago is not the only windy city. The wind takes some getting used to here. Just ask Dorothy and Toto from The Wizard of Oz. I mean, I get scared. My little dogs are going to get blown away. So I understand the Toto part. But truly, you never really enjoy it except if it's 100 degrees. Then you do prefer a light wind. If we're talking about, the conditions on a really hot day, a light wind, not a really hefty wind like we did here, but dear Lord, the wind can be crazy here. So get used to holding your car by your foot. Your door doesn't slam into the car next to you. You have fun getting your purse, your coffee mug, your briefcase out of the car during these intense winds. These are not fun days. Then, of course, your hair is flying all the way up. You got to just put it down with a scrunchie. But worse yet, when you're getting your groceries, you're putting them in your car. Note to self, don't get groceries when it's really, really windy. And, if you run or walk, these are fun times too. I kid you not, but one time my foot, back when I ran a lot, tripped my other foot because of the wind. I still laugh just thinking about it, as you can see. And it was near a street, so at least anyone watching had a good laugh. So, like I said, entertainment at its best. And I will say, yeah, it is kind of funny on these particular days because other people have issues as well. So I remember one time when my skirt literally went fully over my head. Luckily, I was in a parking lot at the office at the time and nobody saw it, I don't think. Another time, though, I was sitting at Starbucks and I was thinking of how windy it was, and I saw this girl wearing a short skirt. And I was like, what? Did you not see the weather today? And, of course, the wind flew her skirt up. So yes, us women learn which days are skirt days, skirt allowable days, and which days are not. I'll admit I've reduced the number of skirt dress wearing days here in Wichita. It wasn't an issue when I lived in San Diego, but longer skirts are a bit more manageable. But being in real estate, I barely wear dresses or skirts to my open house day. I mean, sometimes I still do, but to my open house days where you're putting open house signs. Could be windy in the intersection or whatnot, but the wind definitely dictates a woman's clothing choice here. So if you love skirts and dresses, Wichita may not be for you, or you can just not care and you do you. And the men might enjoy it too. So Wichita has been known as the air capital of the world for a long time. From what I understand, when Harrison Ford of The Lost Ark or Indiana Jones comes to town, I think from getting his plane serviced here, you'll start seeing selfies all over social media with him posing with the people. So, yep, that's a thing here. Oh, and then I have to mention that Kirstie Alley from Cheers grew up and lived here as well. Another thing you will hear everybody tell you when you move here. Some other notes from some locals here is that Kellogg is always under construction. It's gotten really good, though, in the last 10 years, I'll say. It definitely helps you get from one end of the town to the other. And the speed limit is 60 miles per hour, so it can be a place for speed traps at times. Not always, but they will have those traps. Just watch Facebook and social media. Others will clue you in when it's happening and say, hey, watch out, speed trap over at this location, as I'm sure it happens in every city. But some other comments from residents. If the weather says sunny and 75, be sure to bring a raincoat as it will be 55. Take that as you may. Another one said, be sure to hold your breath south of MacArthur. I had this experience one time, so I believe they're speaking of the sewer plant with the wind blowing in just the right direction. And yeah, I'm going to agree with that one. But someone from North Miami said, it's peaceful here. I'm going to agree with that. Being from the big city, I would have a hard time going back to a city with real traffic. I mean, if I won the lottery, yes, I would still have a secondary house back in California where my friends are. But I've had 33 years of my younger years spent sitting in traffic for a lifetime. So enjoy the lack of traffic here. I do. I love it. Another said I-35 is the canal route, not I-35. I tend to call it I-35, but when all the residents who are raised here, not sure if it's a certain generation or not, but they will call it the canal route. My cousin does. And so I know what she's referring to, but I never referred to it as that. But yeah, you'll definitely hear canal route. Another person said to call Greenwich different than the rest of the world, Greenwich. Yes, that's true. I'll add one more that I didn't see anyone add, and that's gyro or gyro. I went to Spangles, a locally fast food restaurant, and they called it gyro. I knew what they were talking about. Of course, I was calling it a gyro. That's what I was ordering. Well, it's funny when those born and raised here move out, they'll definitely need to learn to change their vocabulary on the Greenwich. Will have to be Greenwich. Arkansas will have to be Arkansas, not Arkansas, and gyro, not gyro. I even hear people pronounce Illinois here. They say it with the S on the end when it should be silent. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I just hear it more than I would have expected to. And another one mentioned that when severe weather kicks in, you must go outside and watch. So not sure if you saw any of the Andover 2022 tornado videos, but they were pretty amazing. Of course, not good for those who lost their homes. We had a lot of homes lost over in Andover, but since everyone has a cell phone these days, a lot of that video was just amazing. So to see more of those videos, I would suggest going to TikTok, probably typing in like Andover 2022 tornado, seeing what comes up. But yeah, I was going to Lowe's on the other side of town that day when the sirens all started. People were all talking about it, and then that happened that day. So yes, we have tornadoes here in Wichita. Expect insurance to be higher. But insurance is skyrocketing nationwide due to the massive amounts of storms in the last several years and the industry losing, I believe I've heard, $1 billion. But I do have another video on my channel that you can go more in depth on and get that information. On another note, I did have buyers who came from Florida. They bought in Riverside, and their comment to me was they said the roads were bad, lots of potholes compared to, I guess, where they came from. I do know they are constantly fixing them here as well, so have fun in the summer when your nearby roads are closed or all the orange cones are all using one lane for both sides or something like that as they are resurfacing. So just avoid those areas. One person said, don't speed in Eastboro. So I'm going to say my biggest complaint, I have one speeding ticket in my life, over 50 years of living, and it was in Eastboro. A cop was hiding. It was a 30-mile-per-hour road called Douglas, again, by Eastboro, which I believe really should be 35 miles per hour if it was the same as the other roads in the area. And in Wichita, those all are in the 35 miles an hour. So watch your speed in that area. They also have this 20 mile an hour going by the mall. So with that said, I always go 5 miles over the speed limits. And here's a funny thing, another person remarked. They said, you must say it would be, quote, quote, it would be so nice out today if it wasn't for the wind. On every cold and windy day. It's required, this person said. So you can, another person said you can experience all four seasons. I hear that a lot of times as well. Oh, another note, just know that Wichita is also called ICT. That would be the airport nickname, so to speak. Some call it the Dub for W. Like some people have called me K-Dub because I'm Karen Wright, so K-Dub just phonetically sounded out. Well, at that point, let's call it a wrap. I've given enough information. This is some great stuff about, hopefully it gives you a better idea of what the residents are saying here about Wichita. It's the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny. And if you want more information, just call me. I have all my contact information always listed in the description below for every video. I always appreciate you watching, and happy house hunting from Wichita, Kansas. Have a great day.